All right. Welcome to Friday's live stream. Appreciate you guys watching. And I've gotten comments on the previous couple of live streams, which I appreciate. In today's session, I'll go over a lesson from the Getting Started guide, which is here. I created videos on a few of these already, so now I'm on to the sidebar for today. All right. I'm just taking a look at this live stream settings. Okay. And what's cool is I have a brand new backdrop. Okay, it's saying a bitrate 6800. For some reason, my bitrate is low on the stream. That's interesting. All right. Okay, that's that. So to begin with, the sidebar in LibreOffice Calc. The easy way to reach the sidebar is go to View and then choose Sidebar in the menu. There's also a keyboard shortcut, which is Control F5. And now it goes away. And I'll use the shortcut again, and it comes back. So up top here, we have properties. This is fairly similar to LibreOffice Writer, where we can adjust formats for cells. So I'll do an example here. Here I could change the font, make it larger. It has a lot of shared functionality as up here in the toolbar. We can adjust alignments and wrap text and give it border. So let's see if did that work. Oh, there we go. It chose a color for me. Okay, there we have it. So the property sidebar is where we can do a lot of the formatting. And if we mouse over it, it shows us that the keyboard shortcut is Alt 1. A few of the other sidebars have different keyboard shortcuts. And if you're not sure what some of these icons or tool bars, or not toolbars, but forms are, you could just mouse over it without clicking anything, and a tooltip will show up for a few seconds, and it kind of explains what it's about. All right, so now let's go to the styles. I have another sheet here. Basically, this allows us to quickly set styles. So as example, accent 1, and just go down. This gives it an idea of how it'll look. Oh wow. Okay, my LibreOffice crashed, so let me open it up again. Cool. So it was in a recovered status. Thank goodness for that. It happens. So I recommend that you save your changes in LibreOffice Calc every so often, just because it might crash on you. I'm using Windows 11. Typically it's stable, but as you can see, once in a while, it might crash. So going back to heading, there we go. Maybe because I'm doing too many crazy things with Calc and all this formatting. Now as oh, there it goes again. That is unfortunate. This doesn't usually happen to me, maybe because I'm live streaming and my computer just is not very good. It's a 5-year-old laptop. Now back to Calc, what I wanted to say was, if we want to undo the style we applied, one easy way is just to choose default by double clicking. So I'm undoing some of the styles. If you run into an issue where you want to clear formatting, so here I right clicked on the cell and there's an option to clear direct formatting. When I choose that, it actually didn't work. So direct formatting and styles are two separate things in Calc. So like I said, if we wanted to unapply accent 3 here, I could just choose default and it'll go back to regular text. But what I like about these preset styles is that, yeah, it works pretty well. And sometimes it's useful when sharing a spreadsheet, or later on if I open it back up, it's a good way to just see that what the style is. Some of the styles have meanings, so that's why. Oh! Excuse me. Okay, footnote. Hyperlink is pretty straightforward. And a note. So these are how the styles look like. So this gives you an example of how useful it might be. I like using them. It adds a little more visual appeal or significance sometimes in my charts. Okay, now on to the next is gallery. Okay, I just opened up a new tab. Gallery gives us a lot of existing kind of pictures, icons, and even backgrounds. Here we have a BPMN. So that stands for Business Process Model and Notation. That's pretty cool. It's like a standard. To apply or use a picture, I'll click and drag over to where I want to place it. So maybe I'll move it out of the way because on my live stream, I'm in the lower left corner of the screen. So this is call activity. Each of these pictures means something because it's a standard. I think for people who do flowcharts, this is pretty cool. We can use flowcharts. So I worked as a software developer and I really like flowcharts. Unfortunately, just as a side, a lot of times I wish there were flowcharts so when I'm programming I know what's going on with the system. But unfortunately, it's rare in companies to have it unless they have good business analysts that actually work on these things. All right, moving on. There are also some network related graphics, different shapes. So this is kind of neat. We can enlarge these. They're kind of like scrolls or dialog boxes. And they're sounds. Excuse me. So for sounds, I mouse over. This one is Beam 2. This is Beam. There are some preset sounds in here. And in case that you wanted to try it out, it could be pretty cool to have some sound effects. What it does is, I'll try it out. Click and drag it, I think. Okay. It showed up here. Basically, when I click on this graphic, this sound or media player toolbar shows up. Oh, you might not be able to see it. Let me see if I can adjust it. Okay. So I move myself to the middle, but basically we can play the sound, and I don't know if you can hear that. Maybe not. Try that again. So that's what it is. And it's just a neat little thing. If you're doing a presentation or you're sharing your spreadsheet, you could have certain sounds. Although visually this doesn't look like much, at least yourself or another user can get the idea that these are supposed to be multimedia sound files, sounds that we can play. So that's pretty neat. All right, moving on, we have navigation, which The shortcut is Alt-4. So navigation is where we can basically see a lot of different types. Let me move myself back. Yeah. A lot of different things. So here I expanded sheets. So this means I have 3 sheets and I can navigate to one or the other. So if I double click this sheet, it moved to there for me. Or if I double click this sheet, now I'm here back to the first sheet. And for object, here this could bring me to the actual picture. So I double clicked on it. So now we see we have this highlighted. I could double click on media object 2, and that is this sound file. And if we want to remove the sound or image, I just right click on here and there's a cut. Let's see, for image, I right click on it and there's a cut as well. Let's see, I could click on it and I just pressed the delete key on my keyboard. That also got rid of it. So there we go. And I could do Control Z shortcut to undo what I just did, which was I undid deleting of a picture. For the navigator, there's also a way to just go to a different column. So in row. So if we wanted to go to J12, right now it looks like A2 selected. I could type it in J12. Press enter. So we see now my selection was moved to J12. Another way to jump to certain cells is we could type it in. So Z100. Try that. This is the name box. But basically I did the same. I typed in Z100 and it selected it for me. Okay, and lastly, there's the function. This is a function wizard. And the cool thing is it just shows, well, these are some of the last used, but we can search for all sorts of stuff. I'll try searching for sum, and it gave me a result pertaining to sum. If I click this similar checkbox, then it kind of expands the result to anything that might be related to sum. So if I uncheck it, we see there's a lot less. So example, raw subtract, well, I double clicked on it, but when we just click on it once, it shows us a description on the bottom. So this is useful if you're not sure what the function is about. We can learn more about what it does. It also provides the parameters to use. So I'll just escape out of there. So I'll choose number value. And it says it'll convert text to a number. Very cool. If I double click on it, I can give it a text. I guess I could do it. It also can take decimal or group separator, so I'll try group separator. Well, that gave me an error, so I'm doing off the cuff here, so I'll try 25. Okay, that works. So it doesn't like my comma for whatever reason. I got rid of the comma, and now that function is good. So cool. There we go. Okay. That's pretty much it as a bird's eye view of the sidebar. If you have any questions, just leave it down below and I'd be happy to answer your questions. All right, now let's see in the chat. Do I have any questions? Answer is no. All right. That is fine. So this is good enough for today. I will try and go live again on Tuesday. I might do a surprise live stream on Sunday. We'll just see how my schedule goes. And if you have any questions on any of my videos or on what you're learning with Calc, or if you have any, any problems with what you're trying to accomplish, just let me know in the comments, and also leave a way to reach out to me in the video description below. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Stay nifty.